Hey, it looks like I'm live. I didn't intend to go live. I'm dead air right now. And you can probably see my lunch sitting on the table. It's a Lunchable today. Welcome. I am Stephanie with Festive Creations by Stephanie. Let me find my live video because Facebook says I'm live. And I'm going to send out a text message to those of you that are on my text message notifications. This week, so all month during the month of November, it's Thankful November, where I give back to all of you. And this week is no different. But there was a slight change of plans, and that was my dear friend Donna Mullins from On a Whim Design was originally scheduled for this Monday. However, we had to flip-flop the Mondays around. So check out, come back next Monday on because she's going to be working with us on grapevines and showing us some awesome tips and tricks and designs. But today is all about making bows. So I labeled Bow Making 101 and Beyond because I'm going to start us out with some really simple things. And then we're going to kind of progressively go forward. We're going to talk about tools. We're going to talk about bow makers and techniques and ribbon. So over the next hour, I hope that you have time to hang out with me during lunch. Don't worry, I brought mine. But if not, if you're watching the replay, that's great. And to qualify, so each week this month, I give away stuff. So today's giveaway is I'm going to be giving away a bow maker. And I'm going to leave it up to you which one. So you're going to have your choice of either the Easy Bow Maker, which is this one right here, and we're going to be using this today, or you're going to have a choice. Those are going to be giveaways, and I'm going to tell you how you can get that giveaway in just a moment as soon as I finish all of this and find your comments. I'm sure you guys are starting to comment already. Yay! Okay, so just an example. Do you see back here on the wall behind me? This is a simple bow, and I'm going to show you how to make this one. I'm also going to show you how to make this one and beyond. So this is probably the easiest bow without any special tools other than scissors. And you don't require a lot of talent, but look how pretty that is. Let me see if I can zoom in for us. And I'm trying to see if I want to put this away. I'm going to try it. And let me zoom in so that you can see this pretty bow that I added. So this one right here is the bow that we will be making today. Looks nice, doesn't it? Nothing wrong with that bow. Believe it or not, it's one of the simplest bows to make. So let's get started. Whoops. Let's not drop the iPad today. Ta-da! Can you see a few ribbons stacked up over here? Yep, we're going to play with ribbon. We are going to play with ribbon. All right. Let's see. That's going to be in your way. All right. And do you have one of those drawers that has scrap pieces of ribbon in it and where it's just too much to throw away but not enough to do a whole bow with? Guess what? We're going to show you how to utilize that ribbon very soon during today's live. All right, so let me get my comments up here and then I'm going to be good to go. So if you want to learn how to qualify, so today I'm going to be giving away a bow maker to one lucky winner, and you're going to be able to choose between the Easy Bow Maker or the Ems Bow and Go, and we're going to be using both of those today. To qualify, all you have to do is tag someone in the comments. Delete that. Okay, tag someone below in the comments, a friend, an acquaintance. I don't care if they're an enemy, but who would benefit from this lunch and learn today? Who do you know would love to learn some different bow techniques? Maybe it's their first bow, maybe it's their 10,000th bow. But Serena said just a few. Love it. I'm a ribbon addict. Yes. keeping the ends of ribbon. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Karen's in the house. Linda, Kim, I know, right? Kim, be prepared because I am going to talk about the 3 spool holder later on. Diana, Central Florida, I love it. Pam, hello. Dallas, Texas in the house. Carrie said she loves making bows. Paula, hey, good afternoon. And Kay, my comment stopped. So if you know someone that would benefit from making bows and to get qualified for a bow maker, tag them in the comments below. Just tag them, and it will show up on their timeline. And even if they're busy right now, they'll still be able to come back and watch the replay, or take the video and spread it to their page. Share it to their page, and let them know. But I won't be able to tell if you moved it forward, if you spread it forward. The only way I can track and pick a winner is by tagging them in the comments. Hopefully that made sense. All right, come on. Let's get started. Joyce, hello. Nancy, yep. I see you guys tagging. I have a hard time with bows. Well, then you are going to love it today, Misty. Hey, Julie. Carol, I love it. I love it. Awesome. Okay, so the simplest bow, I'm going to go ahead and bring you down on my table because we got too many things to go over here. And I want to try and get it all in. Let's set this one aside because this is later. So let's just talk about basic tools. The basic tools that you'll need is lunch. Yep, I'm going to continue to have another Lunchable. And so some of the tools that we're going to use, or that I recommend for making bows, is, of course, your favorite pair of scissors. These are my Fisker scissors, and I'm going to be leaving a link. I'm going to actually set up for Facebook a place where you can go to see all the things that I'm using today and a link to them all. And but these I've had for over 7 years and I've never sharpened them. That says a lot. We're going to be using some zip ties. We're going to be using some floral wire, and my favorite floral wire is that 22 gauge. We might be using pipe cleaners. I also use wire cutters to help cut my zip ties when it's time. You might need or want a little clamp. Clothespin will work, and that'll be fun. So let's get started with the easiest bow on earth. Ready? You're going to love this. So let's begin with our first ribbon. So I chose, let's see, I think I used the end of it for my demo. I was doing a little recording before I went live. So let's take this one. It is a 1.5 inch ribbon. This doesn't require any special tools, no bow maker. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut 3 pieces of ribbon. The first one is going to be 27 inches in length. 27 inches. That's our first one. Now, if you have scrap ribbon that is also 27 inches, you can also use that scrap ribbon here. So that's a way to use it. The next layer is going to be 2 inches shorter. So on this one, as soon as I find that blue again, there it is. I love it when my lights go out. When the lights. All right, so on this one, we're going to go 25 inches. So 27 inches, now 25 inches. And then the third ribbon, this only requires 3 ribbons. On the third one, it is going to go 2 inches lower again. And that one's going to be 23 inches. Ta-da! So before I go on, again, this is the easiest bow to make. I call it a cheater bow. And hey, Joy, Serena, yes, love your Fiskers. So I'm going to dovetail it. If you don't know what a dovetail is, we're going to take that ribbon and fold it wire to wire. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut it at an angle. So now I have like a V shape at the end of my ribbon. I'm going to do that to all the ends. And there's one. This one, it has that fold on there, so I'm just going to cut that off before I dovetail it. And one more to go. So 27 inches, 25 inches, and 23 inches. If you are just joining, welcome. I'm Stephanie Williams with Festive Creations by Stephanie. It is Lunch and Learn, and today is all about making bows 101 and beyond. So whether you're a beginner or whether you're a professional, you might enjoy and pick up a few tips and tricks today. We're going to be doing bows using bow makers, without bow makers, you just name it, and hopefully you'll learn something or gain, you know, some tips and tricks out of it. All right, so I'm going to bring back down that wreath. That I chose this one because it had some open twist ties, and we can add some bows to it. So let me see, is that good? Can you guys see that? Right here, I opened up, so it had a base layer already. I'm okay with that. But now I'm going to take that white one, 27 inches, and I'm going to crisscross it down here at the bottom, and it looks like a breast cancer awareness ribbon. I'm going to bring the middle right down here behind, and I'm going to make a little bitty bow, but I'm going to pinch it right here in the center. All right, just a simple bow. And I will tell you that just doing this makes a nice little attraction on your wreath base. So I'm going to take that and add it to our wreath base. So even that alone looks pretty, right? So a lot of times I'll do just that instead of ribbon tails. But this is going to be a bow. So I use the 27 inches. Now we're going to use the 25-inch piece. Do the same thing, make that breast cancer awareness bow, bring it down to the center, pinch it in the middle. I'm going to untwist tie that, but this time I'm going to set the bow in there sideways. Make sure all the pretty side is facing up. So now, look at what we have going on already. The third piece of ribbon that we cut is the 23 inches long. Again, we're going to bring that down to the center, breast cancer awareness. And you can make your tails as long or as short as you want. Serena, absolutely. I am too. Always trying to up my game, right? Always learning. So now I'm going to take this one and we're going to go the opposite. So each one, all three of those ribbons, are facing different directions. Now I'm just simply going to spread it out. Actually, this one might come over here a little bit more. Bring this one around here. Yeah, maybe keep it. There we go. Look at how pretty this bow is. Julie, isn't it great? That ribbon came with this wreath kit of the month. This is November's wreath kit of the month. Yes, be sure if you want to enter for this week's giveaway, which is going to be a bow maker of your choice, be sure to tag someone down in the comments. I will be drawing the winner on Friday, and we will announce the winner on Friday. That one, yeah. And I have to be able to get a hold of you afterwards. Nola, hello. Look how pretty that is. No special tools, no special talent. It is definitely a great for a beginner. And it makes a pretty bow. I use this sometimes too when I don't need a lot of depth to my design. So this is a cheater bow, and this is a cheater bow. How fun. All right, let's keep going because we got lots of bows to talk about. So the next one is going to look like, I gotta get a spot of glue here real quick. Dun, 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 dun. ouch, when I did a demo with this earlier and I didn't have my glue pot on. All right, so this one is the next one we're gonna make. Let me get it pretty again. I did not dovetail it yet, but look at how pretty and simple. Actually, this is the same technique that I used on this bow. The only difference is I put more loops on this bow. There was 2 loops where this one I'm using 1. And that's something else too. Keep in mind when you are making bows, there are no rules. You don't have to put 1, 2, or 3. You can put whatever you feel is going to be a good look for that bow. And so you do you. All right, so I'm going to see if I have enough. I need exactly 30 inches. No, I need 40 inches. It's going to be really close. I think I can make it though. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. If not, we'll fake it. All right, so I need 40 inches. Why? Watch this. So this one is going to require a few more things. This bow is going to require 3 different kinds of ribbon. You're going to need 4 zip ties. And there we go. You're also going to need an additional either pipe cleaner or floral wire. I will also be using my scissors and my wire cutters for this one. This one's fun. Yes, Beth, exactly. If you think you can't make a bow, you will be able to make a bow by the time you get done watching this live today. Or if you're watching the replay, I love it. So let me, give me 1 second here. I left my drink across the room. All right. So this one doesn't require a whole lot. We're going to come across here and we're going to find the 10-inch mark and we're going to pinch it. Pinch. We're going to measure out another 10 inches to the 20-inch mark and we're going to pinch it. We're going to bring that around and we're going to bring our loop. Look. Loop. Loop. Do the same thing over here. We're going to make our 10-inch mark. I'm going to bring this around the back and pinch those together. Now, the really cool thing, so you see I had enough ribbon. The cool thing about this one is that it's not double, or it's double-sided. So it doesn't matter which side is facing up or down because they're both the same. And so this one, I'm just going to stop right there. And we did 10 inches. You know what? Let's try 12 because I might have enough. Let's try 12. I'd rather do 12 if I can. Let me do 12. 12, pinch it, bring it together. Twist. Another 12. No, it's going to cause it to be really short. The tail short. Drats. It's okay. Let's just go. Let's run with it. It's just... So instead of having 2 12-inch tails, we're going to have a short tail. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. You watch. You watch. So our first loops were 12-inch. All right. Now we're going to take a zip tie and we're going to zip tie this together. Sandra, hello. I know, right? Hey, Deborah. Guys, if you're just joining, welcome. We are doing bow making 101 and beyond today for our lunch and learn. And we're going to show you from the beginning to more complex bows today. So no matter what stage you are. This one, so once I've got this tightened down, I'm done with that zip tie. I brought the connecting part back to the back side of my bow. And now I'm going to cut that off. All right. This one's a little short because that was the end of the roll of ribbon, but normally it would be 12 inches in length, like the bow sitting here on the table. All right, so now let's take our next ribbon and let's see where I put it. We're going to make this 10 inches. So again, we're going to cut. Let me just make this all the way out a little bit more. Oh, Deborah, awesome. I love it. She is here on lunch. Good deal. So this one, we're going to come in 10 inches. Actually, I like to do it from this side. I don't know. It just works better for me. 10 inches, pinch it. Come out another 10 inches, pinch it. I'm going to bring that together so that the pretty side of the ribbon is facing outward. Exactly, Serena. Not every bow has to have the same length of tail. Absolutely. Now I'm going to come out another 10 inches and bring that again, pinching it so that the pretty side is facing outward. And I'm going to twist this, the back here, I'm going to twist it so that the pretty side is facing forward. Boom, just like that. Cut that off. And there we go. So again, we're going to take a zip tie that all together. And you can use this technique with 1, 2, 3 loops, as many loops as you feel. If you want to go a much larger bow, go for it. Do 6 loops, 10 loops. All right, before I tighten that all the way down, I just want to make sure everything's facing. So once you tighten that zip tie down, you're kind of committed, right? So again, putting that on the back side, and that's going to go right on top of that bow. The last layer is now going to be 8-inch. Ooh, this one's not going to have enough. So let's take this one. This is going to go in my scrap ribbon drawer, so don't throw that away because I'm going to show you what to do with your scrap ribbon during today's Lunch and Learn. Let's find a different ribbon, hopefully in red. No, red might. Ooh, what do I want to use? Oh, this one. This one will work. Yes. So this time, we're going to... Beth, you're hilarious, girl. Hilarious. Beth is being sarcastic. I had someone on YouTube the other day make a snarky comment about the noise in the background being annoying. And yeah, I responded to it. All right, so this one's going to be 8 inches. So I'm going to pinch at 8-inch, do another 8 inches, pinch, bring it around back. Pretty sides facing outward. Twist it. Twist. Ugly side up. Pinch. Bring it around. Twist again so that all the pretty side is facing forward, facing me. All right. Now we're going to cut that one. And again, once again, we're going to use a zip tie and tie those together. By the way, I do sell the zip ties and pipe cleaners in my shop at festivecreationsbystephanie.com. Oh, Claire, they did. But, yeah, be sure to follow me over on YouTube too. I have quite a few videos over there. And so if you're... Daggone it. Why does it keep trying to shut me down? All right, so before I tighten it down all the way, make sure everything's pointing in the same direction and trim that off. Ta-da. Now we will need, this bow does require 4 zip ties, so we have 1 more there. All right, yes. So now we're going to take all 3 of these, and again, you can do this with more than 1 loop. I'm just showing you a very simple version of this. Now we're going to take our final zip tie and we're going to zip tie all 3 of these together. Stack them together. Before I tighten this down, I'm going to need a way to attach this to wherever it's going. So maybe I'm going to add this to a lamppost or a lantern or, you know, something, maybe my tree. So I need, once I tighten the zip tie, I need some way to attach it. So I'm going to insert a pipe cleaner, or if you want to insert your floral wire, because a lot of times if I'm attaching it to something, I need something longer than these, than the pipe cleaner. So I'll use like a long piece of floral wire. But whatever you're going to do, add it before you tighten this down, and boom. Now we have all three of them became one. And again, I'm using the back. Claire and most of my Facebook followers are that way. They really, you know, they appreciate Gary's singing. Now I'm going to take that final ribbon and I'm going to cut about, well, first I'm going to cut this straight. I'm going to cut about 4 inches, maybe a 4-inch strip. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to fold it in half, and you'll notice that you can see the zip tie on here. We never want to see the mechanics of how anything's made. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to lay it right on top, and I'm going to bring a piece around back, another piece around back, and I'm going to take just a spot of glue. And my glue gets very, very hot. So I'm going to let that cool for a second before I burn my fingers. And we're just going to attach that. Did it anyway, drats. Not too bad though. Not too bad. I'll just stop being impatient. Or look for something like this instead. All right, so now, oh my word, my power strip keeps turning me off. So now it's showing, it's covering up the mechanics. And now we have some really cute bows that can be added to whatever we're gonna add. Hey Jeannie, how are you? Come on in. Guys, this is Monday Lunch and Learn. Donna Mullins from On a Whim Designs was supposed to go live today, but she's having some weather issues. So we switched Mondays. So next Monday, be sure to catch Donna. She will be working with grapevines. It is Thanksgiving. November is my month of showing how much I appreciate you guys. So this year, what I did was, bye Deborah, yes ma'am. What I did was I lined up, I asked you guys what your biggest pain points were, and you responded. So the biggest pain points were working with a teardrop swag and making a swag. And we did that on week 1. Week 2 was how to pair up your ribbon. And Cody Henshaw from How I See It blog was our guest last Monday. Today we're doing bows because you guys asked about bows. And then next Monday is grapevines because you wanted to learn about grapevines. So that's what's happening. Yes, right here. Right here. Every Monday, 12 p.m. Central Time. And I am giving away, I give back to you guys all month long. And in order to qualify for this week's giveaway, which is going to be your choice of bow makers, either the Ems Bow and Go or the Easy Bow Maker, I carried them both in my store. But in order to qualify, tag someone in the comments below that you know would enjoy or maybe learn something. Maybe they just want to learn how to make bows for their Christmas tree or packaging or whatever. So be sure to tag them down below, and then I will announce the winner on Friday. Yay! All right, we're going to set these two off to the side, and let's move on. Let's move on. So one of the things that I noticed you guys have really steered away from is 4-inch ribbon. So I thought this is a great time to talk about 4-inch ribbon. Ta-da! So this mitten ribbon is 4 inches, and we're actually going to use that Easy Bow Maker. All right. So and by the way, another thing, nobody told me this when I started making bows. I use straight pins, preferably without the, I use straight pins to, when I store my bows. Store my ribbon. So before I put it away, at the beginning, I was using rubber bands. Yeah, be sure to check the replay, Serena. Thank you, girl. So what I would do is I used to put a rubber band around the center. Well, you know what that did? It left a big crease in the middle of my ribbon. So I started using straight pins. And I don't remember who told me that, or maybe I watched, but I've been making bows for a while. So I just put a straight pin in it, and they hold up very well like that. There's another tip for you if you haven't. All right, so first of all, before we get into this, we need to choose our ribbon. And, sorry, what do we need to do? My phone. Oh, Sally, tag someone you know in the comments down below that you know would benefit, whether they're watching now or even watch the replay. If you have somebody that you know in your life that would love to learn how to make bows, tag their name down below. All right, I have lots going on here. Missing, I think probably this one or this one. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I brought all kinds of stuff. So first of all, I know that I want to use this one. This one is my focal point. It's going to be the main attraction. So now I'm going to add to it. I really liked these two together, so I want to bring those. But I also loved the whimsicalness of this one. So when I brought in all three of these, I was like, oh, now I need to break that up a little bit with a solid. So then I brought out some white. And hang on, I had another solid. Where did it go? Is it that one? You should see it off to the side. Well, you probably saw it when we had the big screen, when it was zoomed out, but I need another solid in there. Was it this one? Maybe. Maybe. I really want a red. Let me get just, oh, that one's fun. Hang on. This one might be it. I might like this one. Angie, you are not alone. Trust me. Angie said, I've never used 4-inch ribbon. I'm kind of liking all that. Does that look like overwhelming? So a combination of any of these ribbons will work really well going along with this. But let's play with this combination. And we're going to save those for later. Okay. So we're going to start with our 4-inch. Absolutely. A red one, yeah. Sandra, I was looking for just a solid red. You know what? I do have, I'm okay with this one. I do have that one too. Yeah, let's go with that one. All the other ribbon I have in stock, except this red snowflake or snowflakes. All right, so for this, first of all, you got to decide how long do you want your ribbon tails? What's it going to be used for? Is it going to go on the tree topper? Is it going to go on whatever? So decide how long you want your ribbon tails to be. It's going to be our base to begin with. So I'm going to make this one, how long? Ooh, a nice little 18 inches. And I'm going to pinch this together, and I'm going to bring it right down between the two dowel rods on the Easy Bow Maker. And then I'm going to twist this to face ugly side up. Ta-da! I'm going to come out here to the 7-inch mark, and I'm just going to hold that. So on the Easy Bow Maker and the Ems Bow and Go, you'll see markings all across there. So that makes it handy to help measurements. So now that I've done that, ugly side, pretty side, I'm going to pinch it right here where it's going to go into the dowel rods. And as I'm going down, I'm going to twist this side. I'm just going to twist it forward. And we've got our first loop that is 7 inches. Now we're going to make a 7-inch loop on this side. I'm going to hold my hand there, 7 inches, pinch it. I like to pinch it first, and I'll show you the difference. And I'm going to twist that pretty side up on the top and bottom. Now I have ugly side up. I'm going to make one more loop at 7 inches. Boom. Twisting as I go down. So if you're someone who has a problem with it bunching up right in here, try twisting it before you put it in the dowel rods. Try twisting it first. 4 inches. Look at that. Now, one thing that I love working with 4-inch ribbon is it doesn't take as much to make a statement. So, we're done. 2 loops. That's it. That's all we need. I'm going to cut this off at the 18-inch mark, and we're done with that 4-inch ribbon. I've made several bows with just this roll of ribbon. This bow could be definitely used as a tree topper. You can hang it on, if you have a mailbox and you add enough wire to it, it'll go around the post of your mailbox. This one's going to be a little bit more over the top. Over the top. All right, so that's our base. Now let's start bringing in some fun. Let's do the solid. Yes, let's do this, the more solid red next. Put that on there. By the way, if you are just joining, welcome to Festive Creations by Stephanie Lunch and Learn. And today we're learning all about bows 101 and beyond, because we started out as a very beginner bow. And now we are getting more and more complex as we go along. I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing real quick. So I went ahead and cut the tail about the same length, just about. I'm a little bit shorter. I'm okay with that because I'm going to actually stagger the layers. And I want this one to come out almost exactly the same size of the one below it. So I'm going to do 2 loops. Twist. Hey, Vicky, how are you, my friend? Come down. I'm going to twist as I go down. Loop, same size, twist as I go down. Pretty ribbon, always facing forward. Ta-da! And cut. And cut. Not the movies. There we go. So now we have the beginning of our bow. This bow is actually going to have 5 different ribbons. Next up is this fun whimsical. Another hint is whatever bow, whatever ribbon you want to stand out more than any other, you want it to bring it closer to the top. So if you have a pattern or a featured ribbon that you want to really shine more than others, bring it closer to the top. Don't bury it down there at the bottom. All right, so this one I'm going to come out. I'm going to measure out about to the end of my first ribbon tail. And I'm going to go in, twist, and this time I'm going to come in just a little bit shorter. So we started out at 7 inches. We're probably going to be about 6 inches now. And again, on that side, twist. And I'm going to go ahead and make 2 loops this time out of this ribbon. 1. So we've got 2 loops on each side. And we want to make sure that they're about the same length there. Come on over here. If you are just joining, be sure to follow Festive Creations by Stephanie. If you don't know how to do that, you can just tap on your phone screen, and then up in the corner should be 3 little dots. Click on those 3 little dots and you can say follow. You can click the option to follow, and you can also turn on notifications. So if you want Facebook to let you know when I go live, that would be fun too. But today is all about bow making 101 and beyond. It is part of my Lunch and Learn series for the month of November. Really trying to offer some fun, useful things based on what my audience likes, what you guys like. All right, so I'm going to take this solid white. I had this one, but since I have this white already open, I'm not going to open another one. It's a shimmer, and I'm okay with this one. This is a diagonal white. So again, we're going to go in here. Oh, you know what? Stephanie lied. That is not going to be my next one. This 2.5 is going to be my next one. Yes. It slips out. Okay, Sandra, we'll talk about how we're going to get this out of there. Absolutely. All right. So now this one I'm going to bring out. Look at that colors in there. Aren't those fun? I'm going to go ahead and make that just a little bit longer because we can always make it shorter, but we can't add on at this point. Now I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to do loop. And we're going to make it a little bit shorter than the loop before. And for this one, I'm just going to do one loop on each side. Now we'll go down to that 1.5 inch in the white. So now we're going to measure that 1.5 inch. We're going to go in a little bit shorter, about 1 inch shorter than the one before. Twist, push down, twist as you're going down. Now, it's hilarious. That is hilarious that my light just keeps doing that. And you know what's funny, because I think it only does it when I'm live. At this particular point, when we go to take this off, and remember, I don't like the mechanics showing. So what I do is I will make a third loop, and it'll be a shorter loop than these two. So I'm just going to make a third loop. Look how short it is compared to the one before. And I'm not going to twist it because I need this to be the same, need it to be facing up. But when we get done, we'll be able to camouflage our zip tie with that loop. All right, so let's take a zip tie. Now this one is also, I'm going to add it. I'm actually going to add some floral wire. And because I don't know for sure how big of a post it's going to go around, I want to make sure I have a really nice long piece. So I'm going to do about 36 inches. 36 inches. Think about wrapping it around a telephone pole, because those are really big. When I hang up my patriotic bows for Memorial Day weekend, I just take the wire with me. You always forget about the center. So yeah, Beth. Yep. All right, so let's cut that off. All right, so Sandra said, every time I go to take it off, it falls out of my fingers. So that's where I really love using the zip tie. And I'm going to kind of do this on a sideways so that you can see how I'm doing it. Hang on, I got to get it started. So I'm going to start my zip tie underneath, of course, that first ribbon, which was the 4 inch. And I'm just simply going to leave it on here until I get the zip tie started. Ooh, there we go. So I'm going to tighten this. And before I lift it all the way off, as I'm lifting, I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. Not all the way, because remember, we have to add that wire to it. So now I can lift it off completely. I'm going to bring this around back, and I'm holding on. Take my wire, feed it in there. My 36 inches of wire. Look, this puppy is going to go around anything. Just about. Hey, Lori, Delaware in the house. Beth said sometimes she glues a loop. Claire, thank you, girl. I have a passion for teaching. Just ask anybody that's in my coaching group. They know, they'll tell you. And I come from 42 years in healthcare. And so I'm tightening this down. So teaching was a big part of my job. Teaching patients. I was an administrator and a nurse, you know, so I did a lot of teaching over time. All right, before I start doing that, I just want to make sure that my ribbon's all facing the right direction. Ta-da. Now that loop. So rather than see that zip tie, we're just going to spread out that loop and kind of flatten him up right there in the middle. And voila, look at our bow. Now, we're going to fluff that out. And because I did use that zip tie, I feel pretty confident that I can pull and yank and tuck, tug, that's the word, not tuck, tug on my ribbon without it coming loose. There's nothing worse than getting done making a bow and you go to fluff it out and it starts to come apart on you. No, 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 we're not doing that today. Pamela, hello, hello, my friend. Girl, what you doing? You retired yet? Okay. So depending on what shape you want your bow to be, I want this one to be more side to side, not a round, fluffy bow. How are we doing on time? This is supposed to be lunch and learn. Oh, goodness. We might go over our hour. If you get an hour lunch, we might be going over an hour. Sorry about that, folks. It's supposed to be a lunch and learn. Look at that bow. Look at that bow. How gorgeous. So, of course, I would come down and I would also cut the ends wherever I wanted them. And I like to stagger them. I like to see the ribbon underneath. So don't be afraid to do something different. That one's going to go up a little bit shorter because we want to see that one behind. Love it, love it, love it. So that way we can get a taste of all the colors in there. And that red one. There it is. And obviously he's going the wrong direction, so I'm going to fix him. So we would do the same thing on the opposite side. At least the bottom one's starting out the right direction. Yay. That one's not too bad. All right, let's go. Let's move forward. I'm going to try and get as much in as I can. I'm going to do one more, not so quite as large as this one, on the Easy Bow Maker. But we're going to add a twist to it. And what I mean by that is we're going to add an extra element to it. What? Okay. Here we go. I'm trying to think because I don't want to. All right, I'm going to give you guys a choice. Do you want to do this ribbon combination with the blues and the snowman? We can do this ribbon. Well, we're only going to do 3 of those ribbon, or do you want to do more this combination? That's more of like the naturals. I was going to see about maybe swapping that one out. What was I going to do? I don't know. I'd try to see what I already have here. Which one would you rather have? The blues or more like the rustic looking snowflake? I'm going to let you choose. And I think I'm going to use those 3 and those 3. I don't know. I like these too. No, those 3. Blues, the naturals, blue, blues. Ooh, you guys are surprising me. Rustic. And Shannon will, whatever one we don't use, we'll be using on another bow maker, or we'll be using the technique. Okay. I think the majority right now is blue, so let's go with it just to save a little time here. But so far, I think blue is the winner. All right, so once again, we're going to come back here and do I want to use this? Do I have any candy canes? I love this. What if? No, that won't work. I think we're going to go with the red. I think we're going to go with the red because I wanted to use this with the rustic, so that'll work out well. All right, here we go. We're going to simplify. This one's just going to be a 3-ribbon bow, not just because a 3-ribbon bow is amazing. So again, you want to decide whether or not you want to have tails or not. Where is the final destination? But this one is also a directional ribbon. So this, we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to make our bow. And by the way, if you want longer ribbon tails, or you can always add on ribbon tails behind the bow once it's done. So you can just add some ribbon tails before you finalize the bow if you want to extend it or make it. There's always that. All right, let's do this. And we're going to do a 6-inch. We're going to come out 6 inches. We're going to put that down in there. But look, and actually that one's okay. That one's okay. Let's twist this. Go there. 6 inches. But now our snowmen are upside down, right? So they're going opposite directions. So guess what? We are going to fix that as soon as I don't do directional very often. Oh, there we go. Did I see some friends? Come on in. Why is it being difficult for me? It really is just more like a twist thing. But my brain is not working. Maybe this one. This one. Twist. Yep, it's not going to work for me. And I'm trying to save on time, so let's just keep going with it. If it were lettering, that would work, but it's not. Twist. Twist. No. Stephanie, just stop. All right, let's go, because I want to show you how we're going to add some greenery to this, some accents. That's the main purpose. Hello, Neva. Welcome, welcome. Now, I actually did not mean to cut that off at 1 loop, so I'm going to go ahead and add another tail, not quite as long, and do a 2nd loop. And we're just going to have an extra loop, which I'm fine with because it's just going to show off this ribbon a little bit more. All right, now before I go any further, let's take this. This is 60919, and we can, hey Kim, there's your call. Hello, Susie, how are you? Oops, I didn't mean to throw that away. We have to save. All right, so this has 3 sections, this tall section and these 2 shorter sections. I'm actually going to cut the middle section off. You heard it? Okay. So that one's going to go bye-bye. Now, this part of it, I'm going to cut shorter and leave a couple of inches hanging out. Now I'm going to split this in half, kind of divide it in half here. I'm going to slide that right down in there. It's going right in as part of our bow. Voila. I know, it seems like it. It used to go by during a coaching group, but I haven't heard it lately. Yes. Actually, remember I said whatever ribbon you want to shine or, like feature, the closer you bring that ribbon to the top, the more predominant it will be. Don't you have to cut it to turn it? Heather's much better, thank you. Rhonda, when I do, look, don't let my brain figure it out. I'm actually recording these as well, so I'm making 2 of every bow. And so when I go to do the recording for this one, I'm gonna figure that out. I know with lettering, I just have to twist it one more time. One more time. All right, but I'm not gonna stress over it. We're gonna do loop, loop, twist, another, and you'll notice that this loop is shorter than the one below it. In fact, I think I'm going to bring that in just a smidge. There we go. And there we go. Yes, me too. She's back at work in full force. Now, we're going to bring that black, and we're going to come in a little bit shorter on the tail. Put it down there, give it a twist. Twist as we go down. And this one's going to be about 1 inch shorter than that blue one. Now, when I add something like this in the center, I definitely want to use a zip tie so that it will, I can get as tight as I can when I go to lift this off. So again, I'm going to slide that zip tie underneath the last layer of ribbon here. I'm going to start it before we even start pulling it off. Thank you, Diana. I was going to ask Heather. I think it's turquoise. I think that one is turquoise. I can give you the number, but it's RG127A82. RG127A82. But I think it's the turquoise. All right. And it paired up really nicely with our snowman. Yes, 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 it did. Bring all of these forward. And then, of course, yes, absolutely. We'll go ahead and lift that up. We got a piece of floral wire. I prefer floral wire over pipe cleaners. I will use them 95% of the time, floral wire. Just because I have control of the length and I don't have to mess with putting 2 pipe cleaners together, and it's stronger than my pipe cleaners. Because there's times, like if I'm hanging bows outside in the direct elements of the wind and the snow and all of that thing, then they can take a beating, right? But I want that to hang on. I want it to be strong enough to hold up to the weather elements. Okay, tighten that down. And cut that puppy off. Ta-da! And then because we did not do the 3rd loop, we can go back and use that little hack of taking about 4-inch piece of ribbon, folding it, wrapping around the center, and then gluing it in the back side. And I'm not going to do that to save time right now. But now look. So when we spread out, now we can spread out those florals. We're going to fluff our bow. We really had, adding those florals, that greenery and floral in there, really causes a whole new look, atmosphere. It really warms it up. Somebody used that word last week, and I was like, that's the perfect word to describe that feeling when you add some greenery to an item. It really warms it up. It's not super bold in your face. And there we go. There we go. There we go. All right. We've got 3 bows done. Moving on. Yes. Let me set this one off to the side. Actually, I want to keep it handy. We're going to do one more with the Easy Bow Maker, and then we're going to go on to the M's Bowing Bow. Dang on it. That's right. This one, these can go off to the side. Actually, we have 4 bows done because we started out with that cheater bow. Remember, if you've been hanging out, if you haven't watched, please go back. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Go back and watch the replay because at the beginning we did a cheater bow that doesn't require any special tools, no bow makers, nothing. Just some ribbon and scissors is all you need. And of course your base, whatever you're going to attach it to. All right, let's move on. So this one, let me get this out of the way. Yep, I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to use this ribbon to make the next one. And if I have, I don't think I have any, 2.5 cranberry. Ooh, what I do have is I have some of this on the shelf. So let me go grab it. Donna, it really does make a difference. Now, I wanted to add this one to that bow, but I'm going to do a different type of bow right now. But I'm going to record a tutorial making a bow with all of this together. So all of that will be, everything that we're doing today, I'm also recording, and it will be on my blog. And if you're not familiar with my blog, go to festivecreationsblog.com/blog. festivecreationsblog.com/blog. Okay, let's do this. So this one is going to require a tool that looks like this. Right here. This is a 3-spool holder. I got this from, hey Carolyn, thank you, from one of my coaching members right here, Kim Bryce. So she has these listed in her Etsy shop. She makes these, her and her husband do. And so if you want one, I asked Kim to be sure to spread the link to it in the comments so you guys can see if you want to grab one of these. But this is another one of my most favorite bows. It's a 3-ribbon bow, and we do all 3 at the same time. What? Okay, hang on. I got to think about this one. This one's got to go on first because I want it to be last. This one, yeah, in the center, and this one on the outer edge. Okay. All right. So we're going to take our ribbon. Let me see, can you guys see it? And we're going to pull it, all 3 of them. We're going to line these 3 up. So the 1.5 will be on top. This checkered one will be in the center, and then this one will be on the bottom. I have a 2.5, 2.5, and a 1.5. Thank you. There you go. Kim just shared that link. If you want to check out this 3 ribbon, there we go, pinned it. I'll pin that for you, Kim. If you want to check out this spool holder, because that'll keep this from falling all over the place. All right, on this bow, I'm literally pulling all 3 ribbon at the same time. I love this one. So this one's not going to have any tails. I'm going to bring it out here to 8 inches, all 3 at the same time. I'm going to put all 3 in here and twist. 8 inches, remember that. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. I'm going to come out to the 8-inch mark. Now you can make this shorter by all means. I will tell you, you will not want to go less than 6 inches because of the amount of ribbon, it'll be too tight. It'll be too crowded. That's the word I'm looking for, crowded. come back out to 8 inches. Even this one might do better at 7, but I'm okay. So we started out at 8 inches. I'm going to do a 7 inch, come in about an inch, come over here, come in about an inch, 7 inch. So we've got 8 inches, 7 inches, twist it really good. Me too. Beth, I love this ribbon too. And now we're going to do one more at 5 inches. So short, short, short. I'm actually going to cut these tails off a little long until we get done. Yay! Paula said peeking in, I'll have to come back and watch the replay. Yes, ma'am. We're on like bow number 5 or 6. I don't even know. I've lost count. And we are going to go over just a little bit, but the next bow is going to be using the M's Bow and Go. So once again, I'm going to use a zip tie to gather all of this up. And then I'm going to add a piece of floral wire behind it so that we can attach it to our final destination. But I'm going to be using, it's a special, a heavy board to hold, so it's going to hold on to it. But what I like to do for this one is, if I'm going to add it to somewhere, wherever I'm going to add it, I like to add it first before I fluff it out, because you're going to need it to be anchored. Really, it helps to have it anchored. What's up, Boo? My dog just came in, woke up from her nap. It's been raining outside, so she's been stuck in the house all day, and that's not her norm. She likes to be outside. Okay, yes. Yay. Oh, this type of bow. All right, so again, if you can add it to your destination or something heavy, I have this little heavy board, and I'm just gonna throw it on here and start fluffing. So remember we've got 3 ribbon, right? So we've got to start spreading that out. And I like to take the bottom 2. And I want to alternate it. So like I started with the bottom layer here, I have that black and white check. So now I'm going to pull the cranberry color, this dark red, next. I'm still going to do this one in the center, and then the check one over here. I'm going to come, so I started on the bottom. And you get to control your ribbon. If it's not doing what you want it to do, guess what? You get to change it. Take charge of that ribbon. And I like to give it a little twist because that keeps it from bunching up right there in the center. Here and do this side. So that was the middle layer, and now we're going to do and this one looks good if you start at the 6-inch mark, but don't go less than 6 inches. I will tell you, you'll go, oh my gosh, it looks so crowded when you do more than do wider loops than 6 inches. All right, now that we have them all spread apart, I'm just going to work on placement. And again, get it to behave where I want it to go. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to fix the tails. So the tails become actually an intricate part of this because it's going to add another layer. So I'm going to keep that kind of standing up. Look at that. Bridget, it is also one of the easiest bows to make. Especially if you've got the spool holder. But even if you don't, you know, the only difference is if you don't have the spool holder, you got to chase around the rolls of ribbon in between. But this helps me keep them aligned and in place where I want them. Diane, let me measure it and I will tell you. Yes, absolutely. And the other thing is it's a little heavy. So I think, I don't know what it's filled with, but Gary made my original one and he used a piece of plywood and then he put a chunk of wood underneath it. Like the base of it was smaller than the actual finished. I know you people that work around woodworking can probably come up with something similar. All right, let me measure this. So this is 11.5 inches square. 11.5 inches square. The other thing with this one too is, let me take that off. By the way, look at this beautiful bow. No, I have to stop myself from fluffing because I'll just keep doing it all day. But look at that. Look at how pretty. So this, I have an eye hook right here. And so I take my wire and hook it on the eye hook. And then I bring the tails of my wire and I wrap it around this nail. So that helps it stay anchored there. Yes, yes, yes. Sandra, yes, that cranberry really paired up nicely with this snowflake rustic ribbon. And it's kind of like a dark red. So if you're ever looking for a dark red and you can't find it, try cranberry instead. It's very, very compatible. Okay, let's set that one aside. I think for my, when I re-record that for the demo, I might make that a 7-inch rather than 8-inch. Or I might make it a 7-inch. That's all right. It's just me thinking out loud. All right, are you ready? One more. One more. And this one is going to be fun because we're going to retire the Easy Bow Maker. We're done with it for now. I can make plenty more with the Easy Bow Maker, but I want to show you the M's Bow and Go. So remember, if you've tagged someone in the comments down below that you know might love to learn how to make bows, that will qualify you to win one of these bow makers, either the Easy Bow or the M's Bow and Go. I carry both of them in my shop, so you will have your choice. The winner will have their choice of which bow maker. You're welcome, Kim. I know, right? All right, so M's Bow and Go is a great way to use some of those ribbon pieces. Anybody else? I know you have a drawer. I know you have a basket or somewhere where you're keeping these smaller pieces of ribbon because maybe you cut one too many tails, or it was the end of the spool, like this one. It was too much. There was not enough ribbon on there to even wrap around and store it on my shelf, right? So in this case, we're going to use some of our leftover ribbon. Awesome, Sandra. Good deal. Good deal. All right, so we're going to look. Actually, I'm trying to see. I picked out a focal ribbon that I want to start with. And I'm trying to see what I've got in my little basket that's going to go along with that. Possibly that one. Possibly. I'll show you my focal here in a minute. Red, definitely not. Ooh, black and white, possibly. There's a lot of that one. Ooh, love this. Hang on. I wonder if I have another piece of that. That's that velvet ribbon that was in one of our wreath kit of the month. We'll keep it. There's some white. Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so let me show you. You're like, what are you doing, Stephanie? What are you doing? So my focal ribbon is right here. So I'm trying to find any of the colors, the pinks, the greens, the purples, the yellow, white, and black. And I'm trying to pull those out of this little tote, right? So I've got some black. The blue, I think, will go right along in there. And so I'm just pulling out some ribbon that are scrap pieces or shorter pieces that might go along with it. I don't want to pull a whole lot of yellow in there, so that might be perfect. I don't need a whole lot. Let me see. What else I have in here? My little magic bucket. Oh, you guys can't even see in my magic bucket. Look, now you can. It's full of all kinds of smaller pieces. But again, waste not, want not. And if you're a crafter, nobody wants to like toss it out, right? Ribbon, we worked too hard for that ribbon. Ooh, another piece of that. No, not on the coral. I might actually be able to use some of that. Okay. Are you ready? I think I have enough. If I need more, I'll see. Ooh, hello. Hello there. All right. I've got some options out here. That's what I wanted. I wanted to have some options to begin with. All right. So the M's Bow and Go has two extra, I don't need red, two extra pegs. So with this, you can do loops here, here, and here. Or if you just want to use the first two pegs, you can do that. The other thing about, so you can use it like the Easy Bow Maker and just use these two pegs. Or if you just want to use the two center ones and go here. But I'm going to show you how to utilize all of the pegs. The other thing about the difference in the bow makers is this one, you have to hammer in your pegs. And I ended up gluing them in just to keep them from getting loose. With the M's Bow and Go, it's totally portable. And all of these pegs actually unscrew and they store right inside of here. So that when you get done, you can actually fold it up and it's this big. And it stores the pegs inside. So all of these pegs just screw in. And I like that feature too. So they're the bow makers, they both have their own set of features. You just get to decide which ones you prefer. This one doesn't do as much as this one, but you may not want all the bells and whistles. That's okay. All right. So remember, this was our focal. So we're actually going to start with this one. And I'm going to use my peg. Again, decide on how long of a tail you want. I'm going to go right here in the center. and start. And again, you've got the measurements just like the Easy Bow Maker. This one actually goes out to 11 inches all the way to the end. We're going to make a 6-inch, maybe more like a 7-inch. Yep. We're going to go to 7-inch mark, twist, push down, come out to the 7, twist, push down. By the way, if your bows turn out different than mine, ask. You see how when I do it, I still have like a loop in here. It's not flat. So I didn't flatten it out because when I do, it actually comes out to like 7 1/4. So it comes out a little bit longer. So if you're seeing a difference, you know, think about the difference in the technique that you might be using versus the person that maybe showed you the bow originally. We're going to do 2 loops and twist. 2 loops, or another loop, and this one just doesn't get a full twist because we went pretty side up. Pretty side up. Get this back over here so I can see what you're saying about me. Anybody talking about me? There we go. It's being wonky. All right, so I'm going to cut this off. Make it the same length. Or if I want to make it longer, shorter, I don't care. It's whatever feels good to you. All right, now, so we started off with a pretty little base, and I'm going to do 1 up, 1 down. And because I have this purple, I definitely want to use this. So let's see. Let's see how much I can get. Ooh, I think that's going to work. Yes. So this one won't have tails, but we're incorporating that purple butterfly in here. So who was it earlier? We were talking about the pattern. So this is what I was talking about. See how that butterfly is facing that way? If it's upside down for you, just give it an extra twist so that they're all going the same direction. And that's what happens with the lettering. I don't know why I could not figure this out with the snowman. I'll figure it out before I record. Okay, so we've got some 2-inch going on, right? I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 because they match, and they're just leftover tails, and I'm going to put that in the outer peg there, and I'm going to put it in the outer peg here. And now we've just added a little bit of green. I have more of the green, but I don't think I'm going to incorporate it. This, I was excited. Oh, it's 2 different ribbon, but that's okay. So depending on what you've got to work with, this is a great way to utilize some of your scraps. But you don't have to. Like I actually have intentionally some paired up several ribbon that go with that. Right? So I could make my bow with a combination of any of these, but I wanted to check my my leftovers first to see if I can incorporate any of those. So that's why I wanted to start there. And again, if I wanted to bring in some of that white, I love the yellow. We might actually add some yellow here shortly. Just a spot of it. Just a spot of it. I don't like this color of blue, so I'm going to toss that back. And let's keep going. I don't know if we're going to add any black. It's just going to be. So I had a starting point with this. Now, once again, if I want this to be more prominent, I can actually bring it up again. So I can do more than 1 layer of the same ribbon. I'm going to do this one in the center. M's Bow and Go, I think, is more free-spirited, if that's really a thing. free-spirited bows. But they can also be very structured bows. This one I super loved with this. So I want to bring it closer to the top. Nope, not it. Let's do a little bit of pink right here. But this time I'm going to use pink as part of my tails. And I'm going to use this outer here. I'm going to do a loop here. Remember, this loop is in the center. This loop is now going to be out here. Do one here and a tail. To incorporate even more of it, I'm going to cut about that much. And we're going to find a halfway point and we're going to put that right in there. And that's going to go up top. If you're scratching your head right now going, Stephanie, what are you doing? Just watch. Just watch. I definitely want the deepness of this purple. Let me see if I have some over on the shelf rather than open a new roll. Ugh. I don't have, but I do have this one. I have a scalloped one. Ooh, and I have a purple with black. A purple scalloped. I never thought about that. Nah. No, I definitely like either this one. Let's go with the darker purple. What do you think? Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with it anyway. Bear with me. So again, if I want to add that into my tails, I'm going to go here, outer ones, do a loop. And cut that off. I'm going to also bring so for this one, I'm going to put one right smack in the center and the top one. So this is going to be there. This one will be more like ribbon tails in the center, and this is going to be a loop. Wow. Check that out. That one we can put away. Tell me is this going to throw it completely off? Actually, I'm not sad about it. These might be a little long, but we can trim them up later. All right. Tell me, do you prefer to hand make your bows, or do you prefer to use a tool such as the bow maker? It doesn't matter which bow maker. What is your preference? If you're new, you may not have a preference yet, right? This one is probably going to get 4 or 6 loops. Anybody hand make bows or use a bow maker? And if so, which kind of bow maker do you like to use? Some of you are sticking around just because you're like, I gotta see what this does. This looks like a hot mess. It's not. It's not. This makes an amazing bow. All right, last but not least, I'm going to add some 7/8 inch in white. We could certainly have added some of the other bows. The green might have looked good in there too. I'm going to go in the middle with this one. This is another one of those bows that I like to use a zip tie with. Ooh. You know what? I put that white in there and I'm not sure I'm loving it. Hold on. Let me see. Oops. What else I have? Just a piece of styrofoam. Oh, and a 7/8 inch. Ooh, maybe. I think I'm going to go with that pink. I have purple, but I think the purple is pretty predominant now. So I think I'm going to go with that pink. Let's take that back. Nobody? Are y'all just kind of falling asleep out there? Nobody is going to share? What do you use? What do you prefer? Handmade bows or bow maker? They all fell asleep. All right, so I'm 30 minutes over. We're almost done. And I'm going to do that extra little loop before I call it quits on this one. All right. Cut that off. And let me get a few things out of the way. All righty. Did I cut that? Not all the way. It's going to take me 20 minutes just to clean up my table. You should see all the ribbon on my table. All right, so let's bring this up. I'm going to get a piece of floral wire ready and a zip tie. And we are going to see what this amazing bow looks like. Now, at this point, I can dovetail right now, which I might do. I might go ahead and dovetail it now. A zip tie. So I definitely want to try and get the dovetails here first. And remember, we want to be able to see the ribbon behind it. It is Lunch and Learn. It is, so next week, Donna Mullins from On a Whim Design will be our Lunch and Learn guest, showing us how she designs grapevines and makes her choices and help you out if you are someone that wants to learn or take your grapevines to a new level, or maybe you're just beginning and you want to see what the hubbub is all about. Donna is an amazing designer and she's an amazing teacher as well. So be sure to come back next Monday for our Lunch and Learn. That is at 12 Central. Obviously, Stephanie went a little over on her lunch hour, but that's okay. It's all right. If you're watching the replay, thank you. Thank you. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to be entered in for the drawing for that, for a free bow maker, That's part of my Thankful November, where I give back to my community every November. I give back to my community. So I'm going to actually turn this way. I'm going to come underneath here with my zip tie and make sure I get under all the layers of ribbon. And I don't put my zip tie down first. I don't know why. It just is awkward for me, but that's a choice. I'm going to start tightening it just like I do with the Easy Bow Maker. I'm going to start it here before I start lifting it off. But also you want to make sure that your ribbon is all facing the direction that you want it to before you start. Why is that being wonky? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, there's one more, needs dovetailed. Trying to get them all before I take it off. It's a little easier for me to handle that way. Okay. Now I'm going to lift up. I'm going to bring this around back. And before I tighten it down all the way, I'm going to add that piece of floral wire so that we can attach it to our final destination. Sometimes it'll shift, so I'm turning it back over so that I can see if it shifted, if I need to put anything else back in its place. But I think I'm good. I think that looks pretty darn good. I'm going in, tighten it down. She went in for the kill. Cut that off. We have our floral wire to attach it to wherever, and now we can start fluffing our bow. So again, there's our focal ribbon. We added it in 2 different layers, but look at this monster of a bow and look at all of the textures and colors we've got going on. And of course you can do all kinds of different techniques. Like I said, this kind of does everything that the Easy Bow Maker does plus more. So I can make a really nice large bow that larger than I can with the Easy Bow Maker, especially when I'm using multiple ribbon. Now, if I'm making a single ribbon bow, I can usually do that with just by hand. And just because we used all of those different ribbon in there, see how it did not come out in the ribbon tails. So the ribbon tails aren't overwhelmed with all of the different ribbon that we use. I'm going to cut that back just a smidge more. So really having more control over the ribbon tails this way. What is it they do? Oh gosh, my friend Rhonda, she makes them. She makes them. The mums, anybody here from Texas? The mums that they use. But the real long tails, you know, and it's like really full. I don't make them, but Rhonda does. And she sells the crap load out of them. Anybody help me out here? I absolutely love this final ribbon. Hang on. So let me bring you up here and show you what our final, I still need to dovetail the tails, but look at that finished ribbon. Does that not make a flipping statement? I love this. This is going to be a great standalone bow. It's going to be a great bow attachment to any spring design. But that is absolutely gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. And I love how it brings the pinks out. That black is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love that finished one. All right, so let's talk about what all we did and wrap it up. Let's look at, if you just joined us or you joined us in the last, I don't know, 30 minutes, let's go back and look at all what we did today. So thank you for the hearts. All right, so let me bring you down to the table and I'm going to try and get these all laid out, make a little bit more room. All right, so we started this journey with our cheater bows. So this was bow number 1, and it didn't require any special tools other than scissors and your ribbon. That's all you needed. Cheater bow. Great for beginners. The next bow that we made is where? Oh, I put it over here. Is this one right here. We did this bow, very pretty, very elegant, very simple. And this one, you can do 2 loops, you can do 3 loops. We just kept it simple at 1 loop on each side. And again, did not require a bow maker, no special tools. Then we made this adorable snowman ribbon bow. And we added some greenery to it, some florals and greenery to it. Look at that. That 60919 looks absolutely adorable with this snowman bow. And I still have to do something with the ribbon tails, not a big deal. All right, then we played with 4-inch ribbon. Yes, we did, folks. Oh, look, I forgot to take that off. So for those of you that are staying away from 4-inch ribbon, be sure to watch the replay because it's not complex to work with, I promise you. And it takes less of it, so that roll of 4-inch is going to last you quite a long time because it takes less of it. So we made this one. Then, of course, our final one is right. Oh, no. We did our 3 ribbon bow. Look, I almost forgot that one. We did our 3 ribbon bow. And we also made our M's bow and go. Check out all of that ribbon. What is out of screen? I'm trying to look to see what you guys can't see. It looks like this one is out of your screen. Yes. Lots and lots of bows experienced today. So hopefully, I'm hoping that if you watched today, whether you watched all of it or part of it, that you picked up a few tips and tricks, maybe learned a little something. But I've had fun. And again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to record just the tutorial on how to make the different bows. I already have the tutorial done for the cheater bow and this zip tie bow. And so I'm going to do the other 1, 2, 3, 4 bows. I'm going to do those as separate recordings. But how fun. How fun is that? I love them. They all turned out super pretty and they're not that complex. Just break it down and it takes practice. Practice, practice. Start out with the cheater bow. You will not be disappointed. If you're just beginning, start out with that cheater bow and work your way up. And again, if you entered to get in the drawing for the giveaway this week, which is a bow maker, I will be drawing that winner on Friday and announcing that winner on Friday. To qualify, you just needed to tag someone in the comments below that you think would appreciate or enjoy this live today, this Lunch and Learn. And of course, Miss Donna will be here next Monday as our guest. She was unable to make it today due to some bad weather in her area, but it's okay. She's going to make up for it next Monday. I promise you. You'll love Donna. If you never heard of her, seen her, you're going to really enjoy Donna. She's a lot of fun and very, very educational. Thank you so much. All right. What's the name of the last bow maker you use? Belva. That is the EMS Bow & Go. It's EMS, EMS Bow & Go. Both of the bow makers that I use is available on the website. So the Easy Bow Maker and the EMS Bow & Go, both of them are available on the website, as well as pipe cleaners, zip ties. I have all kinds of little tools on the website. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks, Betty. Renee, you have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see you sometime soon. I don't know when. You guys have a great rest of your day. You guys have a great rest of your day.